Hi there, this is Meg Supreme here with a quick kind of review, I guess, of the Toyworld combiner, their Dinobot combiner. I don't think he has a name as yet. So I just picked up Iron Dreg the other day. So we've now got an arm to him. We're still missing their version of Swoop. Although I've seen some pictures online of him, he looks pretty decent. So I thought I'd show you this guy, what he looks like so far, and kind of point out some good things and bad things about this set, you know, that you might want to consider before purchasing it if you're kind of halfway through the set or just starting to pick it up. So I'm just going to go through a few things, some of the issues that I had as well. So first thing here at the top here, we've got Grim Shell. So this is the kind of Grimlock. It's kind of centerpiece, and I don't know if you've seen my review of him. What I did have an issue with was the combined head, and what it was is whenever I kind of move it out into this position or transform it, and it kind of forms part of the back of his neck in combined mode, it kind of fell apart, and what it looked like is a couple of the screws just on the back of the head here, which kind of held it all together, were a bit too small, so they kind of hold in to a certain degree, but then it'll kind of fall apart every now and again. So what I've done is I've actually remedied that, by using a bit of super glue, and that's now solid, so I don't have an issue there, but just to give you a heads up with that. The feet here, how these work is you've got a connector at the bottom here that's got six kind of pegs, holes for it to go into, and the bottom of the feet have four pegs that you can use. For this one, because the way that it works, because the bit that his tail plugs into kind of gets in the way, that has to go the first four forward of the six of this 2, 2, 2, and it has to go to goes to the 4 at the front. With this one, it goes to the 4 at the back. So you've got a slightly different leg configuration. So you've got this little gap in here. Okay, with the legs here, because they're basically Grimlock's legs kind of turned upside down, you do have quite a thin thigh section here and a really chunky calf. So that can, that might be a thing that you don't like as well. The arm bit connects on okay, but the issue that you have is you don't have a huge range of motion, so this bit here can get in the way, and you do have to kind of move it out of the way to try and get it combined in there. But you can't really, as soon as you start moving his arm that way, all of this gets in the way, and you can't really kind of move it out much at all. The arm does have articulation in terms of bending. Let me come around the other way. Does have articulation in terms of moving, down. So that's really quite stiff there. And then you can swivel it around this way as well. And you see you've got a huge gap in there. So probably the best way to use it is actually to move it like that, up and down, but then that does mean that these bits get in the way sometimes. The fist here plugs in nicely, that's really secure, that swivels as well. All the fingers are individually articulated, and you can see the bends that you've got in there as well. It looks like you've got a space to hold like a gun or a weapon or something, but it doesn't come with anything as yet. It looks like they're universal as well. So look, it looks as if you've got a ball joint on the other side, so you could, you can swap the hands around if you need to. So they've made this out of one thing here, so it doesn't really matter which hand that you put in. What else do we need to go over? Does this rotate round? Yeah, this does rotate round as well. So you've got that. Obviously, if you have it like that, you can't really rotate it around. I don't know if these bits in here are going to have something to do with the like a bigger weapon or anything else like that. The head, it's nice, kind of moves around a bit. These bits can kind of come out. My son Harry pointed out that there is a lot of gold on him, so that could either be a really good thing or a bad thing. And apart from that, it's the legs really the main thing that I have an issue with. It's trying to get him. You can get him into a decent pose, but then like action poses are fine, but trying to get him to his legs kind of stand still, or he's just in a normal kind of position. It's a bit of an issue. You know, if you want to mess around with him. Oh, the other thing I found out as well is if you turn it around to the back, that's what he looks like at the back. Previously I didn't know where this could go, but there's a little hole in there and it pegs into the back of here. So that's quite good. You can just peg that in there. And again, that does kind of move around a little bit. So you can see the way that he is kind of like bent over a little bit. But you can move the legs. If I could move this kind of cod piece here out of the way, you can move the legs up. You've got a bend here as well. You can bend. Oh, you can see what I mean. You've got a bend in here as well, which you can use as well. Kind of slightly gets in the way sometimes, and then you can see what I mean about the 6 plugs here. So then this has to go onto that one there. Let's get it lined up and plugged in. So this is quite a good example of why he's quite fiddly. Let's lay him down here. And plug it in. Which way did I say it was? Yeah, his is these back ones here. That's all plugged in here. And then if we get him standing up again, you can see you can get into a bit of a floppy mess. The waist articulation, which he does have, but it's really quite weak. And his feet can bend here, so you can get him in kind of a, let's see if we can get him into like a bit of a running, or kind of an action pose where he's strike. And these go out here as well at the side. So you can get him into some decent poses, but in this foot here, he's on tiptoes here. So you know, he is pretty stable considering. So yeah, I think, you know, it's this bit in here as well. I don't like the way this is all kind of showing in here. I don't like that. But he's going to be a really cool looking combiner. And you know, it depends what you want him for. He's going to look brilliant on your shelf, and anyone comes in is going to go, "Wow, look at him!" Just because you know the all bling on him, he just really stand out. But you know, he's not very playable in Dino mode. In the other modes, I think they work really well. You know, in both robot and Dino modes for all of these ones, they work really nice as a team, and you can see that this bit here is come undone here as well. They work really well as a team. In Dino mode, he's going to look brilliant on display, but yeah, like I said, he's got a few issues in terms of stability. I just wanted to kind of show you guys so you can see what you see what you thought. Once you get him standing up and you get these feet flat, a lot of it there's a bit of an art form in getting these feet straight in. But once you've done that, you know he's okay, and you know he looks really cool. So I'll give you a close up of him. There, you see what I mean. But yeah, it's the legs really. Again, it's something that I'm not quite happy with. The proportions aren't quite right. You've got, you know, tiny thighs and really big calves, whereas I like this bit to be a bit chunkier. Maybe even this waist bit to come out a little bit further. So give room for these little leg bits here. But the arm's okay. You know, again, this could have been engineered better, that you have like a bend or something that it comes back. This headpiece could come back, because this bit can come back, that's fine, but this bit here where his head is can't, because it's stopped by this thing in here. So you do have to keep it like that, otherwise it gets in the way. There were some issues where people broke these bits off as well, so you just need to be careful as you put that on. That's it really. So I'd give you a quick show, see what you think. I've got some new reviews coming up. Hopefully should be getting the DX9 Galvatron soon as well, so stay tuned for that. See you guys, bye!